right, light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. What's going on, y'all? I was about to say Happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to the Halloween show, everybody. This is episode 45, and we are live this week. If you watch the show regularly, normally this is a pre-recorded series where we essentially give a recap of all of the top headlines that we're covering right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. And then we have a main feature, main story, main segment each week. And occasionally we go live for these. Now, this week we're live for a number of reasons, and not the least of which is that there are a lot of news stories to get to. A lot has happened this week from all corners of just Halloween reveals, everything from haunt announcements to movie news, new trailers, new animatronics, all kinds of exciting stuff happening, and we're going to get to as much of it as we can today. We're going to follow the general format of the usual show, and we're going to go through the general headlines first, and there's going to be a couple pre-recorded segments. Some have already been on the channel, and then there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're just going to be covering live right here. And then later on, we're going to talk about the Bad Candy poster and trailer. We're going to do a full breakdown of that. And I'm actually very excited because we've got a surprise guest in the live chat already tonight. Surprise to me, very exciting. But we've got Jason Thompson, Bad Seed FX, who actually worked on Bad Candy, was the production designer, and actually plays the character of Bad Candy the Clown himself. So Jason's in the live chat, and he's going to answer questions. Like I said, we're going to get to that towards the end of the show. We got a world premiere clip from our next brand new exclusive interview that's dropping in full next week. We're going to get to that. But as always, we're going to start off with the week's Halloween headlines. And there's quite a bit, like I said. There's just all kinds of stuff. So we're going to go through, we're going to run through the pre-recorded segment, then we'll come back in. We'll talk, we'll take a few comments, and again, I'm going to try not to spend too much time on every item because we've got a lot. I'll try to get to as many of your comments and questions as we go, but I definitely want to leave plenty of time to get to Bad Candy because that is our featured story of the week and the big news, if you ask me. And of course, yes, to all my Michael Myers Monday friends, family, fanatics out there, tons of Michael Myers news, obviously, this week. We're going to talk about all of that. Of course, we're going to talk about Unkillable, but we're really going to dig into that, and especially my own thoughts and opinions and theories on all of that, the Fright Rags reveals and all that stuff. I'm going to talk about all that tonight on this episode, but then on Monday, during our usual Michael Myers Monday live stream, Monday night, 10:31 p.m., that's when we'll really go into detail on all that, and especially with my own thoughts. All right, so let's get into this. Let's get to the headlines of the week, and we're starting it off. We got a flashback to Friday the 13th. Spirit Halloween celebrated the occasion by officially releasing 4 more brand new animatronics, and they all look pretty awesome, and they're all up for pre-order right now. So check these out, and then we're going to talk about the newest one that just was revealed officially and is now up for pre-order just a few hours ago after this segment. So check this out. Halloween celebrated Friday the 13th by unveiling 4 more new 2021 animatronics, all of which are now available to order online at spirithalloween.com. Each of these were teased in the previously released Graveyard Shift trailer, but these new hires, as Spirit refers to them, got more screen time in a brand new second Graveyard Shift trailer that was released on Friday the 13th. My personal favorite of the bunch, and one that I am sure is going to be one of the most popular animatronics of the year, is Mr. Dark. While he starts off crouched like you see here at a 4.5-foot height, it's when he launches to almost 9 feet tall that really sets him apart. Check him out in action.
The Reaper comes
Like I said, I definitely expect Mr. Dark to be among the most popular new 2021 animatronics from Spirit Halloween. And I really just can't wait to see him in person. I think he's got a cool look. And while he doesn't have a whole lot of animated motion to him, what he does do is so impressive. He is priced at $250 and expected to begin shipping on or before September 30th.
Your waking nightmare is just beginning. Your terror only makes me stronger. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I'll be right there with you. You can't escape. You can never, ever escape.
Standing at 5 feet tall, and she is afflicted with a demon that haunts her, and you can see his glowing blue eyes. He rises up behind her, and she's speechless with fear. I think it is a pretty creepy looking demon. I appreciate that her red eyes move in fear. Priced at $160, they are scheduled to begin shipping on or before September 30th. Up next, there is Harriet Hustle. She is the daughter of the previously released Henry Hustle, the one with 2 heads. Harriet is always hanging around, waiting for her next victim. She learned all her skills clowning and conning from her dear old dad, Henry. But when Mom split with the ringmaster, times got tough, and her talent as a knife thrower took on a whole new side hustle. So there you go. That's the backstory for Harriet and Henry Hustle. Here she is in action. They will definitely make a good pair for any twisted circus this Halloween. Harriet is priced at $180 and also expected to begin shipping on or before September 30th. And finally, we have the new Grave Grabber. His story, according to Spirit's website, is he was trying to come back to life as an undead zombie, and he's been scratching and clawing his way to the surface for years. One cold and stormy night, the elements were in his favor, and he was finally able to break through and emerge. Now he lives his life patrolling the cemetery and grabbing at the ankles of any unwanted visitors. Let's see the demo. The Grave Grabber is priced at $120 and expected to begin shipping on or before September 30th. All of these are available to pre-order right now at spirithalloween.com, and you can find the link in the description below. Sorry, I didn't have the mic back on. Yeah, we've got our affiliate link to Spirit Halloween down in the description below. And that's not all, though. Today, they dropped yet another brand new animatronic. And again, this is another one that was teased if you've been following along in a previously released video. But today, he's out. He's up for pre-order. And you shouldn't be surprised. You knew he was coming. It wouldn't be Halloween these days without another new Pennywise animatronic. This one has him coming out of the sewer grate. The public works pipe, you can see there. And here, we'll check him out in action.
Did you miss me? 'Cause I missed you.
Time to float!
Yeah, he's only 21 inches tall and priced at $220. Expected to ship beginning on or before September 30th, like most of those other reveals. And the Killer Clowns from Outer Space Shorty animatronic that was previously announced is also up for pre-order. Now, if you're keeping track of all that. All right. Now, moving in to some Michael Myers news. Like I said, there's quite a bit this week, and starting with the announcement, a little bit of confirmation, but a little bit slightly disappointing as far as Halloween Horror Nights. It's a Halloween 4 maze, and of course, there was a Halloween 4 maze in 2018. From what I understand, it was awesome. I've seen walkthroughs of it, and it was great. But we were seeing rumors, and even at one point there was pictures that had come out that the Silver Shamrock logos were being put up and had been put up on some of the facades they were putting together. So at some point I do think it was going to be a Halloween 3 maze at Universal Studios Hollywood this year, but for whatever reason it's Halloween 4. Here's a little bit more on that. Michael Myers is coming back to Halloween Horror Nights in 2021 with a Halloween 4 maze returning to Universal Studios theme park in Hollywood this season. Announced on Tuesday, August 17th, the maze will be based on the 1988 sequel, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. According to the official announcement, evil has returned. Michael Myers has escaped and he's on his way back to Haddonfield, spreading blood and mayhem in his wake. Your only hope is Dr. Loomis, Myers' fire-scarred former psychiatrist. But will Loomis get there before it's too late? It's clear that this time Michael Myers is unstoppable. Halloween Horror Nights will run on select nights from September 9th through October 31st at Universal Studios in Hollywood, and on select nights from September 3rd through October 31st at Universal Studios Orlando Resort. Tickets are on sale now at HalloweenHorrorNights.com. And of course, that's only just really the tip of the iceberg of the Myers news this week. And again, to my Monday regulars, I'm not going to be spending quite as much time on each of these announcements as I will when we go more into detail on Monday. In short, though, a little disappointing that it's not Halloween 3. There was that brief rumor, though, it might be a Halloween Kills thing. We knew that wasn't going to happen. Halloween 4, still pretty awesome. And from what I remember from the maze in 2018, at least the videos I saw, the walkthroughs, it looked really good. And they did incorporate some, they usually incorporate some Silver Shamrock Easter eggs in most of the Halloween franchise mazes they do out there. Unfortunately for me, it's out there in Hollywood. Doubtful I'll be attending this year, but still pretty cool that they're doing it. Also in franchise news, Halloween franchise news, I should say. Sorry. I missed a Franco says, I don't think it's going to be released, the Terrifier 2 movie, because of the Halloween movie. What do you think? Greetings. Greetings, Franco. Just real quickly, I wouldn't hold my breath for Terrifier 2 to be released this year, meaning before October 31st this year. I mean, anything could happen. It could still easily happen. But, it's already a little late in the game. And truthfully, I wouldn't rush it. And I don't think Damien's going to rush it. Last I heard, they were, putting the finishing, polishing the finishing edit and going to shop it around to distribution at that point. And that's where it's been as far as I know. So, I mean, there could be an announcement anytime, but yeah, I'd be highly surprised if that is officially released within the next 2 months. In which case, it being a Halloween movie, I'd love to see them. Just might as well hold it till like maybe next September or so. I could see it kind of filling the, the Bad Candy spot that Bad Candy's being released in this September, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Okay, the other Michael Myers story, or one of the other Michael Myers stories from this week, just real quickly, you remember we talked about NECA's Halloween 2 40th anniversary 2-pack. It includes Michael Myers, which was previously released in this 7-inch Ultimate scale, but it also has Dr. Loomis this time, for the first time in NECA's 7-inch Ultimate scale, and they officially announced it this week. The estimated shipping is to begin in December, so it will just barely make it to qualify as a 40th anniversary year release. The original Halloween 2, of course, released in 1981. It's packed with accessories, including, interchangeable hands, Loomis's lighter, 2 handguns, the opening credits pumpkin, extra arms for Loomis so that he can you can have him with or without the trench coat. And as you can see, there's even flame accessories so that you can recreate Michael's firewalk at the end of the film. But really, I mean, look at that sculpt of Loomis, if you will. I mean, that to me is, it looks amazing to me. I mean, yeah, we've just not seen Loomis done with this technology. And I forget what they call it. It's NECA's new scanning technology that they use to their new digital technology. They used it with the Laurie Strode figure first. Like the Ultimate Laurie, I believe, was the first time they did it. And he comes with removable arms. So again, you could have him with or without his trench coat. Yeah, the digital facial printing is what it's done with, but it looks amazing. And again, when this was first announced last month, there's a great shot there. Of course, it comes with the Blood Tears version mask, of course. But the fire effects is pretty wild. It's pretty awesome. Let's see. Chad Francis is in the house. What's up, Chad? Thanks for being here. Alan Postscript says Terrifier 2 or Halloween Kills. Alan says, think they're going to need time to find a distributor. Yes, I totally expect. I expect Halloween Terrifier 2 to probably be released maybe in time for next Halloween, realistically, at this stage. And that's fine with me. It's going to be totally worth it. But if you remember, the first Terrifier movie was actually released in the winter. It was released in like January of 2018. And then it hit Netflix later that year and blew up. Jason, thank you for clarifying. It's being distributed by Epic again. Excellent. Yeah, not being released this year. Okay, I'm catching up on the comments now. Sorry, everybody. All right, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I figured it might go to Epic again. I was hoping it would, and that makes total sense. So, yeah, there you go, guys. It's not happening this year, and that makes total sense because Bad Candy, the film we're going to talk about tonight, is basically in Epic's ideal spot where they would probably release Terrifier 2, I imagine, next fall. The other reveal this week regarding the Halloween franchise is Fright Rags officially announced their Halloween Kills collection details and even revealed 6 new designs. And of course, they're going to be available on t-shirts and hoodies and long sleeves and all that good stuff. Real quickly, the deal is the pre-order starts on Wednesday, September 1st. It goes for 7 days exactly. And at that time, the pre-order goes down. The official collection is released then on October 5th. And at that time, anything that's not completely sold out and they have in stock will go up. And everybody that orders in that pre-order period in September should, Fright Rags is basically saying you'll have yours in time to wear it to go see the movie on October 15th. Of course, you can learn more at fright-rags.com. And this image was initially released teasing the 6 new designs. Again, I'm going to pick them all apart this Monday and give my thoughts on them. And in fact, they went even further. The following day, Ben from Fright Rags did a Instagram video where he actually did reveal all 6 of the designs in full. And they're all pretty awesome. Of course, I have lots of thoughts and opinions on each of them and lots of things to say that I'm not going to get into tonight because, again, I want to save that for Monday night when it is only the Myers franchise. But you definitely need to mark your calendars. September 1st is the day you're going to want to jump on Fright Rag's website and place your pre-orders if you're interested in getting any of this stuff. All right. Chad Francis with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the support, Chad. You know that means so much, man. Yeah, the super chat is there, everybody. I always forget to say that. But thank you so much. And I'm not drinking during tonight's live like I do sometimes on the Mondays, Chad. So it's not a mango twist, Michael Myers mango twist toast, but it's I'll still toast you for that $5, Chad. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so there we go with Terrifier 2. That's an inside man right there. Jason would know. Obviously, Epic Pictures releasing Bad Candy. Epic Pictures released Terrifier. And when I talked to Damien, months ago, nothing was in place. But I was hoping that it might go back to Epic because I thought they did a really good job with that release. And so that's great to hear and exciting and not really that surprising. I think it makes perfect sense that they're going to be down for that. And of course, the big news as far as the Michael Myers Halloween movie franchise for this week is the soundtrack announcement and the release of the first track, Unkillable. And we're not going to play Unkillable here, because it's copyright material. But we are going to just, discuss it just quickly. And then, of course, I'll dive in a little bit more with more of my opinions. But what you, again, need to know is that the pre-orders are up. Some of the vinyl limited editions are already sold out. But here's a little more of the details. And while you're watching this, I would love to hear your thoughts. By now, you've listened to the track. It was actually released, we were wrapping up Michael Myers Monday live, and it was a little after midnight. And there was some comments coming in that, oh shit, the first track from the soundtrack is out. And I, of course, as soon as I got done, I investigated and it was like, oh wow, this is for real. This is really happening today. So pretty wild, pretty awesome. Of course, I love the track. I got a lot to say about it. I'm not going to get into my review right now, but here's more on what you need to know about the various releases and the official announcement that came out officially on Tuesday. Details for the official Halloween Kills soundtrack have finally been revealed, and even better, the first track from the album, quite fittingly titled Unkillable, has been unleashed upon us. Sacred Bones Records will release the official Halloween Kills motion picture soundtrack on October 15th, the same day that the film is also scheduled to open in theaters. It features the film's original music, once again composed by the legendary John Carpenter and his bandmates, his son Cody Carpenter and his godson Daniel Davies. This is, of course, the same team who previously scored Blumhouse's 2018 Halloween film and have also released 3 albums of their own original music. In addition to the standard black vinyl, there are, of course, numerous variant colors to choose from, starting with the standard orange vinyl. There's also this really cool mail order exclusive art edition, limited to just 2,000 copies and pressed on a cloudy clear with red and white splatter color vinyl, housed in alternative art packaging, featuring this really wicked black and white work by artist Chris Vilheimer. Unfortunately, however, as of this recording, This particular variant is already sold out. There's also the Sacred Bones mail order exclusive molten color vinyl, also limited to just 2,000 copies. And there's the Sacred Bones Record Society version, limited to just 150 copies, pressed on flame flicker color vinyl. And Waxwork Records is also releasing their own color variant in a collaboration between Waxwork and Sacred Bones. And if vinyl is just not your thing, the HK soundtrack will also be released on digital as well as on CD. And maybe coolest of all, they're even releasing it on cassette tape. According to the official press release, the new music is unmistakably Carpenter. The sinister vintage synth tones, the breath-stealing sense of menace that he conjures with just a few dissonant notes, but with a broader sonic palette, new digital techniques at his disposal, and a deeper sense of musicality. The Halloween Kills score is the work of a master artist who nearly 50 years into his career continues to push his creative limits and find new ways to thrill and terrify his fans. You can pre-order the Halloween Kills soundtrack right now at sacredbonesrecords.com, and you can listen to that pulsating, vicious new single, Unkillable, right now on Spotify or anywhere you stream music. I didn't mean to cut that off right there. Anywhere you stream music isn't what that the end of that video report is. And also, one thing I didn't mention in that segment is since the initial announcement, now there's the full tracker listing. You can read that if you want. I mean, they're kind of spoilery, maybe. I mean, I read all the titles. I don't think it gives anything away, in my opinion. But, you know, if you want to go in blind. But they did release an actual teaser trailer for the soundtrack, and it's pretty much all music from the Unkillable track, except for the last few seconds. There is a bit of new stuff that I've never heard before, and it sounds like it could be from the opening credits, maybe the end credits, I don't know, but it it sounds like a new spin on the classic theme. So you might want to check that out if you haven't already. I'm sure you've probably all heard it. Some comments I'm seeing here, like I said, to me it does sound kind of vicious, like I expect this film is going to be. And yeah, it does suck that black and white edition was the first to sell out, but I'm not surprised because it looks awesome. Yeah, Ken says it definitely sounds psychopathic, maniac killer vibe. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's a good way to look at it. I mean, it is psychopathic. It is like that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and it is some new vibes. It's some new, and that's what David Gordon Green said that he encouraged Carpenter to do, was explore new tones, because again, they said in that Total Film article that this film is going to explore new tones for this franchise. So the soundtrack's gonna reflect that. All right. Next up, I want to hit on this story. I just published this story today, and yeah, you guys, if you've been following along or are regular readers of our site, or even viewers here of the channel, then you've heard me talk for a while now, for a couple years now. Yeah, it's definitely been a few years in development, and I've been talking about the feature film adaptation of Dark Harvest. Okay, this is a book written by Norman Partridge. It's a Halloween horror novel. It takes place over Halloween, and it involves a creature known as the October Boy, also known as Sawtooth. And so we got an update this week that of who's playing Sawtooth, the creature, and also who's creating the creature, maybe even more importantly. So let's look over at that story right now. Now, again, Dark Harvest, originally it was published in the 1990s, I believe. I was looking for the year. '06, excuse me. I was thinking 96. Written in '06 and by Norman Partridge. The script is by Michael Gillio. It's being directed by David Slade, who directed 30 Days of Night. Actually, one of my favorite vampire movies, and also the Black Mirror movie, Bandersnatch, and a bunch of other stuff. But Dustin Sighthammer is playing Sawtooth, also known as the October Boy. And we can also confirm that, they're about to begin principal photography right now. Everybody is assembled in Canada where they're shooting. The cast is there. Casey Likes is leading the cast. He plays a character known as Richie, and he pairs up with Kelly Haynes, who is played by Imari Crutchfield, and they decide that against the rules and odds, they're going to hunt down the legendary nightmare known as the October Boy, also sometimes known as Old Hacksaw Face, also known as Sawtooth. They're going to hunt him down and win the run and their freedom together. See, this whole story takes place in a small Midwestern town where a supernatural specter rises from the cornfields and makes its way towards the town's church, and violent gangs of teenage boys hungrily await their chance to confront this legendary nightmare. And we're talking about Sawtooth. And so now we know that Justin Sighthammer is playing Sawtooth in Dark Harvest. He has joined the cast. He's in Canada right now. You can see his post from Instagram right here. He's super excited. He's thanking MGM, David Slade. He says he's living his best Mickey Rooney, Judy Garland life. And he says bringing this iconic character to life is going to be it, folks. So I couldn't be more pumped. Again, Casey Likes, the young actor who is leading the cast as Richie, has also been posting some stills and stories on Instagram. And David Slade, just a few weeks ago from Canada, posted this image as he was scouting shooting locations, saying the crop is rising up, clearly alluding to, again, Sawtooth. And again, probably maybe the most exciting news of all of this, aside from the fact that they are beginning shooting this month, is that we've also learned that special effects makeup artist Vincent Van Dyke, who worked on both Blumhouse's Halloween 2018 as well as Halloween Kills, he also worked with Christopher Nelson on this summer's Fear Street trilogy, and he's done tons of other stuff. Well, Vincent is serving as prosthetic creature effects designer for Dark Harvest. So, how badass is that, right? I mean, we've got a director. I mean, I loved 30 Days of Night. I don't know about you guys. I think it's a fun vampire movie. And especially some of the gore and the kills and the effects and stuff, and just the whole vibe of it. I like David Slade as a director in general. What I've seen of his, I've always really liked. So I was stoked for that. I don't know much about these young actors or much about Dustin Sighthammer, but I do know that Dustin, he played the Smiling Man in the New Mutants movie, if you caught that. If you didn't, it's pretty good. It's kind of a horror movie. And the Smiling Man was a really creepy, effective kind of character in there. So, but to me, the fact that we've got Vincent Van Dyke, clearly they're going to be doing prosthetic creature design. It sounds like a lot of that's going to be practical, which is great. And and just following David Slade on Instagram and seeing some of these images that he's been posting leading up to filming has me super excited for all of this. All right, so I'm going to pause here for just a second and get caught up on these comments. You guys tell me, are you stoked for Dark Harvest like I am? David Suber has joined the live chat. What's up, man? Sensational Cinema says, I thought a lot of Carpenter's 2018 score reminded me of Rob's Halloween vibe. Anyone else get that vibe too? Huh. I never really thought of it as much like Rob's vibe, but I mean, I'll have to listen to it again with looking for zombie type cues. Bad Seed. Jason says, dude, that axe kill is one of the best of all time. Yeah. Awesome. PJ Souls is super. Oh yeah, PJ's great. PJ's super great. Yeah, hopefully you guys checked out my recent interview with PJ Souls. And speaking of interviews, that leads right in to my next segment. This is a world premiere for you guys. And this is an official announcement that, yeah, my next exclusive interview that is dropping next week is with legendary stuntman, performer, Al Leong. And if his name doesn't ring a bell right away, you've definitely seen him in, I don't know, a ton of movies. But, you know, there's a few small ones that you might have heard of, like Die Hard or Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or Big Trouble in Little China, you know, just stuff like that. But he was super awesome and super cool. And again, Jason probably knows him too, or certainly knows of him, I'm sure. But yeah, we met him at Scares That Care Charity Weekend. And yes, this is part of our ongoing coverage of Scares That Care Charity Weekend. And he was very kind, very cool. He was there with his son. They were both awesome. Actually, his son and our son really kind of hit it off and got along well throughout the weekend, which was cool. And Al was very kind enough at the end of the convention to actually let me sit down with him, and he talked on camera for a little while, and we did just a brief little interview. And we talked about just, you know, all kinds of stuff, including celebrating Halloween itself. But in this clip right here, I'm going to play, this is just a brief little clip, a couple minutes from the interview. And this is a little bit of Al Leong talking about working with John Carpenter, for example, and a little bit about working on Die Hard as well. So check it out. Just for you guys here, Halloween Show Live exclusive premiere of our next big interview, which you'll be able to see the whole thing next week. Here's Mr. Al Leong. One of the films that everybody remembers you from, of course, is many John Carpenter films, but Big Trouble in Little China is one of the most popular and remembered. What can you tell me about working on that?
Well, first of all, John Carpenter is great. He is unreal because I like people, and he's that type. He's a real person, you know. So that I like very much. But the whole cast and crew, you know, was fantastic, you know. But just working with him and his whole team was wonderful.
Awesome. And another film, of course, you're known for, a lot of people recognize you from, is Die Hard, which is another genre classic. What are some of your memories of working on that project?
I love the candy bars. They were great, you know. But again, it's a great film, and everybody that was on it was wonderful, you know. And I think if you work with great people, it makes you happy. You know, you say, I'm glad I'm working on this film. And that's another film that I really enjoyed.
And could you ever have imagined that it would have this type of staying power, that so many sequels?
You have no idea what's going to happen, you know, but No, yeah, but it happened and it was great. But I do something that a lot of people don't do. Is if I have problems, I'm gone. I will walk off of them and they keep saying you can't walk, and I would walk and you know and it works for me. And they, I always hear the thing about the consume you and all that stuff. You know, they don't have it. They cost them too much money to even try to see, you know. But I always get this threat, you know, you leave, you will make sure you get sued, you know. But they've never done that, yes.
You were able to keep your principles, and was it because maybe you were being asked to do something that just you weren't comfortable with,
I worked on a movie set. Now I won't say. I told them what it was. Worked on a big movie, and what it was. Me and the director did not get along. I don't know why, but he started screaming at me. Day one, he started screaming at me. And I was there for 3 weeks. I was supposed to fight the lead actor. And what happened was, I got brought in by the stunt coordinator, and what happened was, you know, I talked to the stunt coordinator. I said, you know what? Your director is yelling at me like crazy. And he goes, once he starts, he is not going to stop, you know? So I told him, I said, do you mind if I leave this film? And he said, if you want to, go ahead. And then the whole crew and everybody else thought, I'm not going to leave. I walked on the film, you know? So yeah. I mean, if things don't go right, I would say, you know what? Get out of there. But again, the choices to do that is very hard because a lot of people, once you're in the business and you're working, they figure you're going to keep working, you know. But I'm not that way. All I know is, like I said, I'm not an actor. I'm a stunt guy, and if things don't seem right, I'm gone.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. I'm still in the dark. There we are. Yeah, Mr. Al Leong, very cool, very much an honor to just spend a few minutes with him like that. And like I said, you'll be able to see the full interview. It's not a super long interview itself, but it's there's more to it, and that'll be dropping next week again right here on the HDN channel. Now, before we get to the trailer and poster breakdown for Bad Candy, there was another trailer that was released late last week since our last episode, and actually for all the gore hounds and the hardcore horror fans, we're going to pause for just a second and give just a few minutes to the kid-friendly section of Halloween Daily News, and I'm not going to do a full breakdown here. Actually, I probably will, but that'll be on another video. But I do just want to report on the Disney Channel Under Wraps remake. So if you don't care about that, come back in about 3 minutes, and we're going to get into Bad Candy. Now, real quickly, though, I do want to let you guys know, because, again, the Disney Channel Under Wraps is another film that we're covering. Obviously, it's a Halloween movie. And, Jason says, would love to meet. Yeah, he's awesome. Al's awesome. He's so cool. Check out my interview when that comes up. He's really great, and you'll love it. He's just such a sweet man, and his son is just a really good kid, and they were great. Again, though, real quick, Under Wraps. I want to use my 3 minutes. This is a Disney Channel original Halloween movie, and it's actually a remake of the very first Disney Channel original movie made back in it was made back in 1997. It is a mummy movie. It takes place on and around Halloween, and they have completed a remake, and it is filming right. It is not filming. It is premiering, I should say, this October on October 1st, and we're gonna pull up the trailer here. Again, I'm not gonna run through the whole thing. Anyway, you can see a little bit of the trailer, and I'll do a better breakdown in another Hello Kids series video. But yeah, you've got the new kid lead actors are Christian J. Simon, Malachi Barton, and Sophia Hammonds. They play 12-year-olds who discover a mummy. He's played by Phil Wright, who is a dancer and choreographer, and they name him Harold, and hijinks ensue, as you can imagine. This is harmless family fun. Obviously, nothing too scary. It's the Disney Channel. But it looks like it's going to have a lot of Halloween atmosphere and could be a lot of fun. And I think for some 90s kids that probably have warm, fond memories of the original film, you know, they might be parents now, as I am, and this might be a good kind of gateway horror, um, gateway Halloween movie experience to share with their kids now. I certainly, my own son is a little too old and beyond the Disney Channel years now, but I certainly loved whenever something like this that was clearly, made for kids, but is also going to have, some stuff that we as parents can appreciate as well comes out. And Disney, of course, knows that's their sweet spot. So, and it's on Disney Channel. So if you got basic cable, I appreciate that it's not on Disney Plus like so many of these other Disney Halloween specials that have been announced for this year. And again, we just got word that it's going to be premiering on October 1st on the Disney Channel. All right, and now that brings us to our featured story, our main story of the week, and this is something that I am excited to talk about. Like I said, especially tonight because we've got Jason Bad Seed FX in here, production designer for Bad Candy, with us. He has been kind enough to just pop in and say that he's here to answer questions if we have some. So, I mean, I might have a few, but let's first of all, before we do anything, I'm just going to give you the general synopsis of the film. If you don't know, this is an independent horror film, and again, Jason will correct anything I get wrong. But this is an independent horror film. As he said earlier in the live chat, they've been working on it for weeks. It's written and directed by the team of Scott Hansen and Desiree Connell. And I have talked to Scott just recently, and it sucks that we're not doing our own Halloween Film Festival this year like we did in previous years. That's a whole nother conversation, but this would have been one of the films that would have played our festival this year. Long story short, Scott and I both are in agreement that, yeah, we were made for each other in that respect, and that would have happened in this year. But as it is, this is the way it is. So we got this new poster. No, it's not over here. It's over here. Yeah, there's your poster. The new poster. Let's pull it up bigger, why don't we? I think we need to look at this better. Yeah, before we even get into the trailer, I want to talk about this poster. And yeah, some of you guys were asking what Corey Taylor did. Well, Corey Taylor plays Chili Billy, radio DJ. Zach Galligan of Gremlins, of course, Hatchet 3, he's also in it. They play radio DJs. They're spinning stories on Halloween night in a town called New Salem, and they're telling stories about this town. Some are mixed with history, myth, and legend. And yeah, the original trailer, released last year when the film was on the festival circuit and racking up award after award after award, looked insane, awesome, gory, and just overflowing with Halloween atmosphere. That glorious, just all that Halloween atmosphere that I love. And Jason, even earlier tonight, has said that it is a love letter to both horror movies and specifically to Halloween itself. And so that's great to hear, especially coming from the production designer. And he also played Bad Candy the Clown as well. So I love that. What else do you need to know before we dig into my thoughts and analysis on this? Oh yeah, it also stars Derek Russo, who you might have seen in Jumanji, The Next Level. Yeah, Scott and Desiree wrote and directed it. And yes, I'll say it again at the end, but it is getting a limited theatrical release on September 10th. Now, of course, Delta variant is kind of messing up all kinds of theatrical releases right now, but the fact that any indie film gets any theatrical dates in this day and age is a massive accomplishment. So, yes, I applaud the whole team. And Jason, please let them all know, because ever since I became aware of this film last year and saw that first trailer, and I just knew, well, this is right up our alley. But yeah, to see it come around all this time later, and it's getting a theatrical run, and I mean, which is amazing again for any non-$1 million film, and this was nowhere near $1 million budget, as I'm sure Jason can confirm. But then it's going to be available on VOD really quick after that, starting on September 14th. It'll be on digital and then a physical Blu-ray release. Thank God for Epic for still doing physical Blu-ray releases. And that's one of the things I do love about Epic is that, yeah, they do the digital, but they're still pumping out actual physical Blu-ray releases. And God bless them for it, because I still like to have the hard copy myself. You know what I mean? Part of it's the collector in me, and part of it's also that I like having the disc. I don't know. But that's September 28th is when it's coming out, and it's from Dread and Epic Pictures. Dread is of course the genre label within Epic Pictures. So let's see. Chad Francis says Al Leong was the double of James Hong. Yes, okay. I'm sure he was. He's done so much work. Yeah, Jason says it took about 2 years to get to this point with the film. And again, I've been following along just since I became aware of it through the festivals last year, and I've not seen it yet. Full disclosure, guys, though, I got a screener. I'm going to be checking it out. I'm excited to check it out this weekend. I don't know exactly when I'll have a official review up, as far as embargoes and all that good stuff. But I'm definitely going to have a review up. It'll be one of the first reviews out for the film. And I think there's already been some from the festivals and stuff. It's gotten great buzz, tons of awards. And we're going to take a look at that trailer in just a second. But first, let's go over here and look at the poster. And I'm still going to be reading some of these comments. Yeah, Jason says 59 days during principal photography. Yeah, that's not much, guys. Yeah, Scott and Des have gotten over 75 awards on the festival circuit. Over 25 were for Best Picture. Yeah, when I say this thing got good buzz on the festival circuit, yeah, I'm not exaggerating. Jason says Derek Russo is one of the funniest men I've ever met in my life. Awesome. That's great to hear. Theaters are limited. You'll need to sign up for the mailing list to find out which cities. And that's from Jason. So make sure you go look up Bad Candy. Go to their socials. They are all over socials. If you go to our social media, I've tagged them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook sharing this trailer. So you can find their social media channels, the official Bad Candy social media channels from there. And I'm sure you can find it on all of Bad Seed FX's accounts as well. In talks also for a VHS release. Very cool. Nurse Tara has joined us. Can't wait to see this. Oh, me too. All right, let's start this breakdown of this poster real quick before we even get into the trailer. Just this poster alone, I love it. This is a new poster. There was another one that was released earlier, which was great too. But I like this new poster because it's simple but highly effective. And of course, you've got the big names up top, the above the title stars, Corey Taylor, who you all know, you guys rock. We got some metalheads in here, so you guys know who Corey Taylor is, of course. Slipknot, Stone Sour, his own stuff. Of course, Zach Galligan, he's an icon from Gremlins and so many other things over the years. Super talented, super nice guy, too. Had the pleasure of meeting him before. And Derek Russo. Then we've got the title treatment in orange neon, which again jumps out at me, and it strikes me as just looking perfect and inviting, and I just love the shades of orange. It's flanked on both sides with jack-o'-lanterns. So immediately they're bringing the Halloween atmosphere, as the trailer does, as I'm sure this film does. And then front and center, the ultimate symbol of Halloween. There is none greater than the jack-o'-lantern. And as you can see, it's in kind of like a bear trap. It looks like a kind of a jigsaw type trap. All the candy spread all over. I'm assuming to attract some innocent trick-or-treaters to come, and but immediately it jumps right out, and I think sends an immediate announcement for somebody like me that lives and breathes Halloween that, yeah, this is something you need to see. I like that it doesn't give away really anything from the film. It just says this is going to be a dangerous Halloween movie. And of course, at the bottom, the tagline, simple, short and sweet, trick or treat, you're dead. Okay, I was going to ask that, Jason. I was just going to ask if the jack-o'-lanterns are actually in. Yes, so those jack-o'-lanterns that you're seeing in the poster are actually from a few scenes in the movie, and Jason says that he ended up carving and lighting about 38 pumpkins for that set. Hell yes! Yeah, like I said, guys, I mean, this is our kind of movie. I mean, I know it's my kind of movie. And I mean, I'm a metalhead anyway, and and of course horror is my favorite genre, but a Halloween horror genre film is as good as it gets. Jason says, Scott and Des were very sure to make it so nothing spoiled the film, meaning this poster. I love that. I really love that it doesn't spoil anything within the film. And even the trailer, I feel like it teases a whole lot and blows my mind with the things that I see and the eye candy, no pun intended, that I see. But I still don't even think that the trailer spoils anything. It just gets me real excited. All right. So speaking of which, let's just do this. We're just gonna run the trailer now, and we're just gonna run it and watch it once together. I assume you've all seen it, and then I'm gonna go back and we'll kind of go not exactly frame by frame, but hit on a couple of scenes. Very cool. Jason says, speaking of Metalhead, the score was done by Chris Underoath of the band Underoath. Very cool. I did not know that. All right, I'm going to pull up the trailer now. And it is so badass. Let's just watch it in its entirety for a second. And then we will come back and I'm going to talk about it itself. All right.
Welcome back, kids, to the Psychotronic FM Halloween show. This is Chilly Billy. It's station 66.6. Ghouls, werewolves, vampires, ghosties with the mosties.
You guys ready for tonight?
It's Halloween, or as we like to call it, Hell Hallows Eve. We continue down this dark and dusty road on the night when the space between the living and the dead is at its thinnest.
You're, kind of old to be trick-or-treating.
I want you to call in with your scariest ideas, your deepest fears, your spookiest nightmares, so I can twist the knife into your stories. Can you dig it?
Oh, watch it.
Let me make it up to you. Got the really good candy.
Hey, Bill, we got a caller on the line that wants to know what your biggest fear is.
My biggest fear?
Mm-hmm.
The dark.
This is going to be awesome.
Happy Halloween! You gon' die, bitch. Bye!
Oh, yes, guys. Is this not awesome? I mean, come on. And I didn't know Jason was going to be in here tonight. I'm thrilled that he is, but I'm not just saying this. This was always going to be tonight's main story. I didn't even know when they were going to drop the release trailer, but I knew that I was going to do a breakdown for it because I love the first trailer so much, and I'm so pumped for this movie. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take a little while, and I'm not going to be here super long, I think, but I want to, just kind of hit on a couple little things here. And it's not going to be frame by frame, but there's just so much to take in. And yeah, I feel like it doesn't spoil anything. It just whets my appetite for all the craziness. Now, one thing that Scott had said at one time, and maybe you can confirm, Jason, that it's not actually an anthology per se. It's actually an all one film, and some people have called it an anthology, and I think in one of our original articles we did, and he kind of corrected me. But can maybe you want to confirm that that's actually that it's not actually an anthology, even though they're going to be telling different stories clearly that from different perspectives, it appears. Jason says, honestly, even if he wasn't part of this, he'd still be psyched for this film. Yeah, I'm so psyched for this. Ken says, Rob Zombie and Purge vibes. Yeah, in the best way. Yeah. Chaz is watching this for sure. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's,
Welcome back, kids, to the Psycho...
I mean, just right off the bat, I mean, here we go with Corey Taylor. And yeah, I don't know if he's done any acting before. And I don't even, but the fact that immediately it's like, well, of course he's going to play a rock and roll radio DJ, in a Halloween horror movie. I mean, it's just almost like it's just perfect, And by the way, this trailer did premiere on Fangoria this week, and we are watching it now courtesy of them. Chilly Billy, that's right.
Animatronic FM Halloween show.
Again, I mean, right away, this isn't even Halloween atmosphere per se, but just setting the tone. We got the witch costume. We got a little girl on a bike. I mean, you guys know, if you guys watch my Monday live streams, or anybody that's watched my videos regularly or just knows me, I love my vintage, my old school, my 80s, my 90s. I mean, I love, Goonies, Monster Squad. I love kids on bikes on at Halloween. I mean, come on. So right away, we got the little girl on the witch entering the cemetery gates. Again, Metalhead reference for you Pantera fans. And there's New Salem. I love the name of the town, and it as far as the trailer setting things up and getting me excited, yeah, immediately they haven't even done anything, but I can see they've cast Corey Taylor right. They're using him right. They're using his voice. It's something that clearly comes natural for him. He's going to be our kind of narrator, it seems, him and Zach, and here we go, riding into New Salem.
This is Chili Billy. It's station 66.6.
I do already love that soundtrack music. It just, simple but effective and just foreboding as hell. And again, we haven't even seen anything happen yet in this trailer, but you just feel it building. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Zach Galligan. He's actually one of the very first celebrities that I met at the very first convention. I'm pretty sure it was the first one that we ever attended about a decade ago, and he was of course really cool and super nice. And actually, I can see his autograph down here in my office. I can look right across on the wall. I can see his autograph on a picture of him with Gizmo right this second. Chad says he got Trick or Treat vibes from the trailer more than anything. Okay. That cemetery is featured heavily in the originals and Vampire Diaries. Oh, very cool tidbit. See, we're getting all kinds of good inside info, guys. This is great. Jason, I can't thank you enough for being here. I feel like we're doing like an impromptu interview almost, but thank you for answering questions and just giving us some added commentary here. This is totally awesome. So there's Zach, and again, just the foreboding music setting everything up here.
Ghouls.
There's our witch girl, and yeah, spooky house out in the woods on Halloween with pumpkins. I don't know Scott and Desiree. I've never met them. I know just from communicating with Scott a little bit here recently. I know he's from Virginia Beach area, and I grew up in that area in Portsmouth. So I don't know what that means exactly, but all I know is that I see this trailer and they are speaking my language.
Werewolves.
All right, right here. Now, I had seen a still of this guy, and I had seen a shot of this guy in the previous trailer. I don't know what his deal is. I don't want to know, but I love it. I love the mask. I love the look. I love the demonic red eyes. Maybe Jason wants to give a little tidbit on this. Of course, we're going to keep everything spoiler-free, obviously. I don't think that's a question here. We don't deal in spoilers here at HDN, but love the imagery, love the party vibes, the costumes, and yeah, immediately, they're saying werewolf. This looks more like a demon mask to me. Jason says, Scott has been making award-winning music videos for years, and he's got a very strong ear for the importance of sound and music in film. Very cool. Yeah, it shows already, just in what little bit I've seen. Yeah, I'm so excited to see this movie. Chad says, great show tonight. Thank you, Chad. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Chad's one of our regulars every Monday night. Thank you for being here, man. Let's see. I want to get to these Jason comments because this is all good stuff, guys. As a lifelong horror nerd, I hid so many Easter eggs and throwbacks in the set. You'll need to see it twice. Well, that's one of the things, honestly, the older I get, and I hate like ranking movies by giving them like how many stars or anything, but when I am like just in my own how much I like a movie, the older I get, put more and more value on rewatchability. Rewatchability is important to me. There's a lot of super great films, undeniably superbly made films that I don't really need to watch more than once to like know that, okay, I experienced that. And then there's other ones like Trick or Treat, like a John Carpenter's Halloween, that I can watch over and over and over and over again, not just because it's October, but just because they're so great and there's so many things. And so to hear you say that this, is going to might be one of those films with that kind of rewatchability, yeah, again, you're singing my song, man. You're saying all the right things. I love what you guys are doing so far. Here's a tidbit, Jason says. That's me too. So this is Jason as well. Like any good production designer, available to play any role at any time, which means all the coolest monsters. Yeah, so basically what you're saying, Jason, is you're going to be our new Halloween horror icon, our newest, I should say. Yeah, David Howard Thornton has been crowned as the newest Halloween horror icon, I think, anyway, since Terrifier came out. But it sounds like you're going to be the next one. So I'm stoked that we've got the next Halloween horror icon right here in our live chat, guys. That mask is handcrafted by the amazing artist. And Jason says he has her Insta somewhere. She makes these custom. Oh, very cool. Oh, man. The mask was built off those old Satan images from turn of the century, dark rides. Ah, again, you are speaking my language. I love dark rides. The older, the better. Yeah, history of Halloween, history of just spooky and horror is, yeah. And I get that vibe. It feels old. It does. It doesn't feel like something that somebody would make or buy today. It feels old. So, yeah, to hear you say that, it makes a perfect sense. Chad was thinking that too. Yeah, it does look that way. Now that you say that, that makes, yeah. Jason says, rewatchability is very important to me. I use set decorations to telegraph the plot a few times, like how they did in Midsommar. Yes, absolutely. Ken says, dope mask. Absolutely. Yeah, can't you see everybody buying these if they were to like mass produce them? Or yeah, I could see Trick or Treat Studios after this thing is released this year. Clearly they're doing their thing with HK right now. But after this thing is released and everybody sees, I could see Trick or Treat, if they haven't already, coming knocking and wanting to work out some kind of deal. I mean, they did with Art the Clown, and I could totally see a mask like this being released by them. Jason says, just want to make a good movie, and now I'm blessed to be in a position where I can be the sort of horror celebrity I'd like to meet at cons. Awesome, man. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it is great to virtually meet you, because it sounds like you are totally one of us. And so welcome home. Yes, and that makes sense, too, that you and director Scott did haunt attractions years before filmmaking. All right, let's move on to the next little bit here. Again, I don't know what's going on here. Kind of vampire character showing off his fangs. Halloween party, I imagine.
Ghosties with the most.
Again, I really dig the treehouse out in the woods. The pumpkins, just, yeah, the set decoration is really blowing me away here, honestly. I mean, it looks great. Even the detail, I don't even know if you guys can see it. I'm looking at at this full screen, and I'm reading your comments off my phone. That's why that's why my reactions might be a little bit slower right now. But I'm looking at this trailer full screen, and yeah, there's even details like the decoration hanging on the outside of the house. The fact that the pumpkins, you can see they're lit. Very cool. Oh, wow. All the posters in the back were Scott's previous films. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, love the Easter eggs. Wish we knew how much she sold them for. Yeah, and I will find out, guys, if you're watching this like on a replay after, because I know some of you are going to come and go. But if you're catching this later, I will definitely find out who Jason's talking about, who made that Satan mask, and I'll put a link to her shop or whatever, her website, in the description down below. Jason says I don't decorate my home anymore. LOL. Got to decorate 8 different homes and businesses for Halloween during the film. That's awesome. As a result, you don't decorate your home. That's funny. That's awesome.
You guys ready for tonight?
You guys ready for tonight? I mean, again, I don't know, did Scott cut this trailer? Because I love the scenes that they pick out. I mean, even just this kind of Hitchcockian, twisting look down the stairs. Nothing particularly horrifying or Halloween-esque about it, but just cinematically a cool shot. The treehouse has homages for George Romero and John Carpenter inside. You'll see them in the film. Oh, nice. God, I am loving this. I'm so glad you're here to provide this extra commentary with me tonight. This is so awesome. And yeah, as if I wasn't already excited enough to watch this movie.
It's Halloween.
I mean, I knew going through this trailer again with our viewers here would get me even more pumped than I already was, which is part of the reason I want to do this. But having Jason here is just, yeah, the icing on the cake, or the candle in the pumpkin, I guess I should say.
Or as we like to call it, Hell Hallows Eve.
Now there was a quick shot, and I think that's our new friend Jason right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the where the title comes from. A clown named Bad Candy. I don't know if he's actually a clown. He looks like a clown. I guess we'll find out what he is, or maybe we won't. But that is wicked looking. Could you imagine seeing that coming trick-or-treating at your house? Yes, Scott cut the trailer. He cuts and edits his own trailers and trailers for other films. Okay. Well, again, everything you're saying now, it makes things make even more better sense, because I thought that initial trailer just blew me away, and this one I think is actually a better trailer than that one. And so to hear that, okay, yes, Scott not only cut it himself, but routinely cuts trailers for other films as well. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I love a filmmaker that cuts his own trailers. I think I wish it was always that way. Because then, they're going to know exactly what they're putting out there. So if you're going to argue too much spoiler stuff, I mean, hey, if the creator doesn't, feel that it's too much, then yeah. Amazing job, buddy. Chaz. Yeah, Jason. I agree. I mean, just everything we're seeing here. That home was a veterinary clinic, so kittens and cats were everywhere. Again, perfect synchronicity for a Halloween setting. That was Jason's first day as Bad Candy. And it was a 14-hour day. Wow, I can imagine. I bet. Damn.
We continue down.
And now here we go, and we're off and running. The clips start coming a little more fast and furious, and we get more of this great narration from Corey Taylor playing Chili Billy, and again, it all makes sense hearing Jason say and confirm that yes, the director, co-director, co-writer Scott did cut this trailer, and that's part of his career is cutting trailers for other films because it's cut so well, and this narration just so well just builds the tension and the excitement. And here, just a classic slasher shot again, just a simple, but right there, we've seen similar things a million times, and it just never gets old, does it, guys? Yeah, Jason says that's one of his favorite shots from the movie, classic shot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, just immediately, it's just a classic. It's a classic shot.
Down this dark and
Now, this I had seen a still of and just a little bit of on the previous trailer, and I don't know what's going on here. I'm scared to even think about it, but yeah, these guys do not look like they are in for some good times. Their hands are bound. You can see those jack-o'-lanterns, and I'm only noticing this now looking at this still. I didn't notice it before now, but yeah, they're jack-o'-lantern. The bottoms of the jack-o'-lanterns are sewn shut around their heads. Again, it's just overflowing with Halloween atmosphere, and at the same time, a kind of torture that I don't think we've necessarily really seen. I mean, of course, we've seen evil jack-o'-lanterns and even man-eating jack-o'-lanterns. If you saw Tales Tales of Halloween, and of course, jack-o'-lantern masks that melt your brain and turn them into bugs. We've seen all that, and again, I don't know exactly what spin is going on here, but this looks like a new form of jack-o'-lantern torture that I don't think I remember ever seeing anything quite like this before. Also, just now noticing that, yeah, these guys are on their knees, it appears. So, yeah, somebody, I see there's a 4 spray painted on one of them. So, yeah, I don't know what's about to happen here, but I don't think it's going to be good. And you see the pumpkins in the background. The pumpkin patch, they're clearly at a pumpkin patch. And then later on in the trailer, we see that quick shot of them running down the road. So, I don't know. I could use my imagination of what's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be good. I mean, I think it's going to be good for us, but not for these guys. Jason says that this scene was the first finished one that he saw during production, and it blew his own mind. Awesome. Well, I mean, the lighting looks great. I mean, I don't know how that was achieved, if this was shot. I mean, I'm assuming it was shot really at night, and but the lighting looks good. That could have made it look almost cheesy, I imagine, but the way it's lit, it looks creepy and disturbing. And yeah, there's you're just immediately worried for what's going on here, and it's a little disturbing. And I just am going to keep saying this. I mean, we are Halloween Daily News. I mean, but I am always looking for the Halloween atmosphere in trailers and in anything. And this, like that first trailer, like that poster, just overflowing in all directions with Halloween atmosphere. Jason says that was a 20-hour shoot and he has some crazy stories about it. One of the toughest days I've ever had on set. Yeah, I bet. I believe it. Every one of those people were in total agony. They were such troopers. Yeah, it doesn't look comfortable that it would be too comfortable for the actors. And if it's at all cold out there, yeah, I mean, you're talking about in your tighty whities with a giant jack-o'-lantern. They look like real jack-o'-lanterns. Were they real, Jason? They look real. And they're big. They are real. They're the big ones. So many pumpkins. Yeah, so many. Yeah. Ah, okay. There's your key light info. 1K 1950s Kino in a 50-foot cherry picker. Okay. Simulated a full moon with one light. Yep. Oh, wow. The temperature dropped 30 degrees that night. Yeah. Okay, foam heads that you carved. Gotcha. Okay, so they weren't as heavy as a real one. So they were suffering because it was freezing and they had to be out there for that long. Damn. Definitely troopers. Yeah, and the foam pumpkins look amazing. I mean, they look completely real from this still. All right, let's move in a little bit more.
Dusty road on the night when the space between the living and the dead is at its thinnest.
I love that shot right there. Again, I love hearing Corey's, Chili Billy's narration, talking about the night, when the veil is thinnest between the living and the dead. And we see what looks like, is that another devil-inspired mask, it seems? The flames, I mean, just wild looking. Jason says they filmed in Georgia and it snowed by the end of the shoot. Wow. Gosh, yeah, so those guys were freezing. There's some teeth closing. I don't know what that is, but that is a cool POV shot of what looks to be some teeth closing. Maybe that leads back to that poster. I don't know. Maybe it's a giant jack-o'-lantern mouth closing from the inside. Who knows? Looks pretty awesome, though. And again, pretty cool POV shot, to say the least. I think we know what's going to happen.
Kind of all would be trick-or-treating.
And we get the that Jack in the Box delivered by Bad Candy. Yeah, I don't think things are going to go too well for this guy. Ah, Jason says, Scott and I personally made that cemetery out in the woods. Wow. Made the whole cemetery. And can't say anything about that previous mask. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we don't want to we don't want you to say anything that would be inappropriate at this point for sure. All right, let's move on a little bit. And I don't know what the deal is with the dancing nurse.
I want you to call.
But yeah, she's in a morgue, it looks like. And I don't know what's going on there. Looks like a stretcher wheel in the foreground. There's that awesome old school Satan mask again. Things go bad. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, when Bad Candy comes trick or treating, I don't think it's gonna be good for whoever answers the door.
Scariest
Love that mask again. There's a great shot of that. I'd love that. Some legit graffiti in the background. If that's not real graffiti, that looks pretty legit.
ideas, your deepest fears, your spookiest nightmares.
And here, very interesting shot. Looks like we've even got fairies in this movie. I mean, we've got a little bit of everything. Killer clowns, fairies, and there's what I don't know what it is. I can only describe as some kind of monster, demon monster, maybe, that we're going to see in just a minute. But here, it looks like a fairy. Some kind of, maybe an evil fairy. It took 5 of you guys to do that graffiti that day. So, yeah, that was part of the set dressing too. Amazing. Yeah, just flawless, man. I mean,
Spookiest nightmares.
now look at that. That's a little foreshadowing, I think. It looks like our little girl maybe experiencing some fairy magic. That looks like some kind of creature that maybe she's gonna bring to life somehow. I mean, we're definitely seeing some fantastical, supernatural elements here mixed in with what might be, more your traditional slasher type stuff, which is, great. I want to see a little bit of all of that. Ken says, killer clowns, fairies, devils, magic, pumpkins, oh my. That's right. It's got it all, right? Jason says that fairy is Desiree. That's her cameo in the film. Desiree is the co-writer and co-director with Scott Hansen. That is awesome. That's too cool. Oh, wow. You can't see it here, but Desiree's makeup was done by Shane Norton from Adult Swim. He's worked on projects like Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell and Mandy, guys. Wow. Very cool. That drawing was also by Shane. He's an idol of mine, says Jason. So working with him was really cool. Oh, wow. Man. Yeah, we are getting some good knowledge here tonight, guys. This is awesome. I'm loving this. Well, that drawing, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty wild, and we can't even see all of it. I can only imagine where that sequence is going to go. All right, let's move through a little bit more. All right, now this shot I absolutely love. I do remember seeing something, I think a similar shot in the first trailer released last year, and maybe in some press stills that we got at one point. But man, I love that shot. I love all of the jack-o'-lanterns. It does kind of remind me of Rhonda's house in Trick or Treat, with all the pumpkins. Wow. And the pumpkins look great. Yeah, I mean, Scott, I mean, the lighting is on point here. Everything looks just right. I love that you can clearly see the jack-o'-lantern faces glowing in the distance, even though you can't even see what they're on, where they're almost like floating jack-o'-lantern faces in the mist in the background. and I think that's really effective for this shot. I'm assuming that's Bad Candy, up to no good. But wow, I mean, talk about a trail of jack-o'-lanterns. I love it. All the orange lighting. I mean, it's just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Jason says Shane did the Cheddar Goblin. Very cool name. And there's the pumpkins that he was talking about carving earlier. Yep. Built that set inside of a 2-car garage. Wow. Would never have guessed that. All right, we got a little bit more still to go. Now, this shot, again, I'm guessing is from that same sequence. Screaming Halloween from every frame, which is what immediately attracted me. I mean, I hear about any movie that takes place on or around Halloween, it gets me excited. But the more it really embraces the holiday and makes the holiday almost a character in itself, well, then yeah, even the more I'm excited. And I'm only just now seeing the word, I'm guessing it's candy. I can't see the C in this particular still, but down on the left there, I see the letters for Andy. I'm guessing it's candy for Bad Candy. And we did see the Jack in the Box with Bad Candy earlier. That looks like a giant Jack in the Box head right there almost. Very cool. Jason says that big clown head is from a carnival in the 50s. Yeah, I was wondering about that, if you guys made that or what the deal is with that. So that's legit from the 50s. I mean, I am loving the actual vintage and retro aspects of this, and the fact that so many of these props and even the designs are going back to old school Halloween and old school imagery decades ago. I think it's a great way to to celebrate the heritage of Halloween in the best but most terrifying way as well. Yes, Jason says absolutely. Halloween is a character itself in this film. Absolutely. That's what I want to hear. Jason says we're fans and collectors that made a film. That's what it seems like. And it seems like it is made for and by fans and collectors and just people that truly love Halloween.
Into your stories.
That's a cool shot that jumped out at me in the trailer. Maybe a Halloween parade celebration. Again, kind of reminded me of the parade celebration in Trick or Treat, which is so great, where all the different characters from the different sections of that movie kind of converge at different times. Hopefully this kid isn't gonna get into too much trouble, but I don't know. If he's running into Bad Candy, that's gonna be not good for anybody. I dig his vampire makeup though. I was Dracula when I was probably around his age. My favorite old school costumes that I still have a picture of myself as a little kid dressed as Dracula on Halloween, kind of foreshadowing my life as it would be, I guess.
And you
Yep. There he goes. Boom. And that's like the main jump scare we get in this trailer. And yeah. Sometimes curiosity Sometimes don't be so curious, especially on Halloween night, right, guys? So this was the first scene shot in the film, according to Jason. Very cool. And yes, that parade scene was filmed at an actual parade in Atlanta. Also very cool. Chad was Dracula as a little kid one year too. Oh, that's awesome. Ken says the little Dracula looks like a little Tommy Doyle from Halloween. Yeah, kinda. It does. He does kind of resemble a young Brian Andrews. Yeah. Again, Zach Galligan. I think he's a great actor. You know, and when I met him briefly, he was, you know, couldn't have been nicer. Just cool, laid back guy. And yeah, so very excited to see this. Of course, we all just recently saw him. I guess it was last year when he did that kind of return with Gizmo, that commercial, almost an unofficial Gremlins 3 in 30-second form. But kind of brought it back into the public eye, which could only be better for this film, I hope.
Oh, watch it.
Of course, we get our above the title guys. There's Derek Russo, and who Jason said was one of the funniest people he's ever met. And of course, Corey Taylor, who has been our narrator throughout this trailer, and I'm imagining through much of the movie. Ken says, imagine seeing that clown in dark part of the woods. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, some of these, yeah.
Got the really good candy.
I like that. Just the hands digging through the candy. Somebody saying they got the really good candy. Look at that. You know, again, I'm actually spending more time on this than I planned to tonight, but I don't care because this is, you know, this is what we are here for, and this is just one of those films, and well, I haven't seen the film yet, but I feel like it's going to be one of those films that we're going to be talking about for a while, guys. And I think this is lucky that we've got Jason here talking to us, and it's just so much to unpack in here, and just so much stuff that instantly screams Halloween from the digging into the candy right there. And you just instantly know without even seeing anything. You just know what's going on. Jason was that clown in the dark woods and says it was terrible. All right, let's move ahead a little bit. Now that looks like somebody's comic book collection catching fire. Somebody's not going to be happy about that. I'd be bummed. Looks like maybe a comic book collection. That's kind of what I can see in there. Again, amazing attention to detail I'm seeing in the set design, just with some of these random stills. I mean, and here's one of the guys. I thought it was more of them running down the street, but we see, okay, well, there's Paul's lighter. We don't know who Paul is, but then here's one of those poor guys from the pumpkin patch. And yeah, looks like he's got some blood running down his torso, it appears. Clearly not doing too well. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why I was thinking it was more of them running down the street, but yeah, looks like he might be the last one at this point. Sacrifices were made. That was Scott's, says Jason. That's great. So I guess this was Scott's cameo. Man, when I finally when we talk again, I'm gonna have to ask him when we finally have a proper conversation. I'm gonna have to ask Scott about his cameo. That's awesome. Okay, so maybe that was the previous shot with Scott. Jason says that shot of the dude running down the street was so much fun. Totally done without permits. Guerrilla filmmaking at its best. All right, got about 30 seconds more of this trailer, I think. Oh, there was a another quick little frame of there's a quick one of Bad Candy right there. Now, just that quick image, I'm imagining he's about to slam that door. That reminds me of the original Saw a little bit, only because I just recently rewatched it when they released it on 4K. Still a great movie, by the way. Totally holds up. And that's just a little bit of that creature, bat type, giant bat, vampire, demon, some combination of the above. I don't know, but he looks impressive, to say the least. I think we're going to get one more quick shot of him later on, and I have seen a few stills that were released in a press pack a while back. And yeah, Jason, I mean, mad props to everybody that that had a hand in this guy. Wow. Ah, it was Scott with the camera. Okay. Our friend Cam was the victim. And yeah, Jason did the makeup and costume. Filmed in the same area as The Walking Dead. Very cool. Around Atlanta, yep. Jason says, I knew it was a dude, talking about this creature. I knew it was a dude in a silicone suit, but even standing next to him, it was so scary. He looked like he was 8 feet tall, and he was terrifying. I imagine, I mean, yeah, this look is just wicked. Let's see if we, I think there's another still of him to come. And this is a great shot here too. You know, you got the jack-o'-lantern in the background, the orange lights. And Zach's character says, caller wants to know Chili Billy's worst fear.
Hey, Bill, we got a caller on the line that wants to know what your biggest fear
Biggest
is.
fear.
My biggest fear?
The dark.
The dark.
This is going to be awesome.
And again, I mean, just the setup of this trailer, I just love when this kid says this is going to be awesome, because that's exactly what my brain is saying to myself at this point, watching the trailer for the first time. You know, I'm already so sold on this movie, and then this kid actually says the words out loud. This is going to be awesome. And also, I love his skeleton costume. It kind of reminds me of, and Jason, maybe you can say if this was part of the inspiration, but it kind of reminds me of the Cobra Kai guys, you know, from the original Karate Kid, and of course it was revised on the Cobra Kai show. I love the Halloween scene in Karate Kid. I always loved Cobra Kai's skeleton costume, so much so that year for Halloween, I was a skeleton. My costume was nowhere near as cool as the Cobra Kai guys were, but that was my inspiration. That Halloween, whatever year that was, that Karate Kid came out, the original one. So I don't know if that was an inspiration here, but that immediately sent warm vibes to my Halloween heart, because that's one of the costumes I wore as a kid. Not this exact one, but, you know, a skeleton. The shots with Zach and Corey were actually shot in an actual decommissioned radio station. That's awesome. Chad loves Zach and Gremlins, such a classic. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. All right. And the skeleton says, this is going to be awesome. Chad says, love the Cobra Kai skeleton suits. Yeah. I mean, well, that was always my favorite part. I mean, I love the finale of The Karate Kid. How can you not love that? And it still makes me cry every damn time I watch it. But the Halloween scene was always so cool. Just everything about it. The music. I'm getting off the subject now. We're not talking about Karate Kid tonight. But that's a whole other subject. Yeah, love the Cobra Kai costumes from that. Love that scene. Love that movie. Love that show. All right. Getting off the subject, though. Back to Bad Candy. We've got 20 seconds to go in this trailer. And there's another jump scare for you. We saw that morgue scene with the dancing nurse earlier. So I don't know what's going on with all that, but I'm guessing this ties in there. And she looks pretty gruesome, that corpse does. Something getting filmed here. Somebody with a cell phone, it looks like. Don't know exactly what's happening in this scene. Jason says, working with an icon like Zach was a bucket list moment for sure. Same with Corey. Yeah, I imagine. I bet, man. Yeah, I love both those guys. I mean, they've just been a part of my life for so long. I mean, especially in Zach's case. I mean, again, that's a movie like Karate Kid I grew up on, loved, memorized, and, again, I can, sitting here right now where I'm broadcasting this from, I can look and see my autograph of my Zach Galligan autograph right here, and it's on a picture of him with Gizmo. And yeah, as far as Corey, I mean, my gosh, yeah, I remember them. I could go on and on. I can clearly remember the first time I ever heard Slipknot. It was seeing them open up Ozfest, and I'm not even positive the year. Maybe it was 98 or 99. It was like right before the first album came out, or right around that time. But they had not hit yet, and they were on the second stage, and they were the opening band, and they blew us all away at like 11 in the morning. And after that, yeah, they've just been a part of my life ever since. Jason says the same thing. He grew up watching these guys and now working together. So weird. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move on through. Some kind of crazy hands going in that door. Again, don't know if this is our pumpkin guy running or a classic kind of final girl running from a slasher type scene. That's what it is. It looks like this might be the girl we saw earlier by the axe, maybe. But again, kind of a classic slasher shot right here. Girl running through the mist, obviously being chased by some kind of maniac, I can imagine. And just some quick glimpses here of just, again, I mean, I just can't say enough about the attention to detail and all of these stills, just random stills. Some of the stuff I planned on talking about, some of it it's just fallen that way and made me think of some things. But yeah, so much attention to detail in every one of these shots. I'm just loving it. Aha, those claws we just saw are for sale by the artist. His name is Gary Fay, and you can find him on Instagram. There you go, guys. Yeah, and I will do my best to link to all of this stuff after we wrap up here. Ken says, Maggot Army. Yeah, you know it, man. Somebody in some trouble. Oh man, they look at that. It's like the wall is closing in around them. It looks like. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I just figured out this might be a shot from inside one of the jack-o'-lanterns. Maybe. Could that be? Maybe. Don't tell us if I'm right. Don't tell me if I'm right. Jason, we don't want spoilers. It's going to be here soon enough. I mean, literally, the film is going to be released in a couple weeks, so we don't want a spoiler. But I'm just speculating. Maybe it's something, unless it's something you really think we should know. But that could be a shot from inside the jack-o'-lantern, which again, super cool idea, super cool. Yeah, just idea for how to shoot it, if that's what we're looking at. And it kind of looks like it could be to me. They went through a lot of pains to make sure that very moment you paused in the film looked like a painting in a comic book panel. Oh, very cool. Well, it does. Yes, Jason's saying they had a huge focus on attention to detail because we wanted to make sure that every frame was a painting. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, every single one of these frames that we're seeing in the trailer, you could have a whole conversation about, and it's speaking volumes. So, yeah, job well done, guys. Can't talk drinking beer. I'm guessing that's in response to my theory that this might be a shot from inside a pumpkin. Very cool. Let's see. And the trailer is almost over here. Oh, that's the one other shot I wanted to see. The demon guy pops down for a second. Wow. Yeah, he is a beast. I mean, those wings. And it looks like he's at the pumpkin patch. And then, yeah. Yeah, there he is. Just brutal. Just a beast, man. I mean, I love that design. I love those really red wings. I guess they're wings. Yeah, I'm guessing he is like some kind of demonic vampire bat creature. And how that's going to tie in with the pumpkin patch dudes, who knows? But yeah, clearly this is not going to end well for a lot of these people. And this guy, I think we're going to be talking about him for a while. Those wings were 20 feet tall, says Jason. He says we had to wait for the wind to die down before he unfurled them. Oh, wow. I bet. Damn. That was near the end of the night, and it started snowing at this point. Okay, so this is when they're freezing in the snow. Oh, man, those poor guys. Wow. Well, again, I mean, it just looks amazing. And just the design of that creature, you would think this is a big budget, like James Wan horror film. And there we go again with the neon logo treatment. I think the neon is cool, but especially it's the color, the orange, that bright, almost blood orange neon. Really cool.
Happy Halloween! You gonna die, bitch. Bye!
And yeah, I love those girls at the end. You gonna die, bitch? Man, I mean, because let's be real. I mean, we've all seen a million horror movies, and everybody says that at some point, sitting on their couch to some character at some point, right, guys? Yeah, so there you go. VOD September 10th, Blu-ray. This says October 12th. I thought the Blu-ray was in September, but maybe did I say that wrong earlier? The info I got was Blu-ray was September 28th. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jason. Is it the Blu-ray September 28th or is it October 12th? Because I need to correct that in our article if I got the wrong date. But either way, September 10th is the release date, and there we go. I think that was the last shot. Yeah. All right. So what do you guys think? You've given me a lot of what you think already. But yeah, that's some of my impressions, some of my thoughts. Uh, Clearly, as you can tell, I couldn't be more excited for Bad Candy. This is something that I have been looking forward to. Like I said, for over a year. I'd have to look back when I first became aware of this film, but it was during its festival run, and I wanted it to be a part of our film festival initially, and things just didn't work out, and we're not doing our festival this particular year. Hopefully, it'll be back in the future, but yeah, so, and how awesome, how much fun, guys, getting all this inside info and extra commentary from the man himself, the production designer and performer, on-screen performer, as some of these soon to be iconic Halloween characters. So again, Jason, thank you so much for being here. Everything that you're saying is like, I feel like it's just music to my ears, just everything that I want to hear going into this. And as if I need any more reason to be excited for this film. I'm super pumped. And yeah, total, mad respect to everybody involved. Scott and Desiree, just everybody involved, because from what I've already seen, they've given this film a polish that, not all indie films can achieve by any means. And so the fact that it's won all those awards and 25 Best Pictures, and yeah, that's kind of making sense to me. And hearing your added insight tonight is especially confirmed that, yeah, this is not just something to be excited about, guys. This is a must-see. Kind of the must-see. If you're a Halloweenist like me, a Halloweeniac, or whatever you want to call it, somebody who lives and breathes Halloween every day, yeah, of course, we got Halloween Kills on the horizon. We got so much good stuff. But, I mean, this is going to rule September, man. I mean, come on. This is going to be epic and great, and epic, no pun intended. But, and shout out to Epic for keeping the Halloween horror going. It's almost like every year since Terrifier, they have put out something pretty good around Halloween time. They put out they put out a bunch of movies the last couple of years. But, yeah, this one is going to be awesome. Ken says, Jason, your movie is great looking. Yeah, I think it looks unbelievable. And I just couldn't be more excited. The girl on the right in that scene was the makeup artist for the film. That's very cool. Very cool. Ken loves it so far. I agree. The date might have moved a little bit. Yeah, the most recent info I got is theaters on September 10th, VOD 4 days later on September 14th, and then Blu-ray September 28th. If I'm wrong about that, again, I will post a correction down in the description below. If I find out differently, I'll shoot Scott a message and try to confirm all that. But I think what we have on the website is correct, and I do have a link to our article on the website, which has this trailer embedded on it and the poster, and you can see all that, and you can read a little bit more about the film itself. And just keep watching our site, HalloweenDailyNews.com, and definitely keep watching this channel. You guys know when it comes to interviews, I don't really like to say what's coming until I've done it, because I'm just kind of superstitious that way. After I've filmed something or recorded something, then I feel like I can say, okay, this is coming down the line. So I'm not going to say the interview that I'm alluding to right now, but I'm just going to say that you might want to keep watching if you like what you saw tonight as pertains to Bad Candy, because all I'll say is we got some exciting Bad Candy content coming soon leading up to this release. And I'm going to have a review up soon. I plan to watch the film this weekend, and as you can see, I'm just a little bit excited. So, we've been on here for, believe it. And that's amazing. That's very cool. And it looks like it's everything that we as fans want in a Halloween horror movie. So So yeah, if the film's half as good as that trailer, yeah, it's probably gonna make the annual October rotation. And that's if it's half as good as that trailer. So yeah, beyond that, I mean, I don't know what we might have on our hands here, but I can't wait. It's a great looking trailer. All right. Chad loves the look of the film. Can't wait to see it. Great job, Jason. Jason says they're Epic's flagship title this year. Hell yes, as it should be. That's great. And again, props to Epic. They have done well. And even in years past, Epic is one of the studios that not only do they support indie film, they worked with our own indie film festival, our own Halloween International Film Festival in years past on some of their titles that we were able to screen, which a lot of times is not possible for an indie festival to screen a film that's already got a distribution deal in place, especially if it's a bigger one. But Epic's one that has worked with us in the past. I know they would have worked with us this year. That's a whole other story. Not their fault. That's on us that we're not doing the festival and just not, it's situations out of our control. But very cool of Epic. So shout out to them too. The last few things that Jason wants to say before he gets out of here. A few more bits. Yeah, I'm totally cool with it. He says, if you're in the Atlanta area, the whole crew, it sounds like, Scott and Desiree and Jason, they're all going to be at Days of the Dead in Atlanta this upcoming weekend. They'll have a booth there. So there you go. If you're in the area going to Days of the Dead this weekend, you can go see Jason, who just took 2 hours to sit here with us and give us all of this amazing commentary. I mean, I think we got a really great special experience tonight. And I'm even, like I said, even more excited for this film than I was. So go check them out and say hi and tell them we said hi. Tell them Matt at HGN said hi too, if you can make it. Jason also says, please keep an eye out for a Kickstarter they're about to release from Digital Thunderdome Studios. We're days away from announcing our next film. Can't say a single thing about the Kickstarter, but if this hit you in the right spots, the next one is cranked to 11. Okay, there you go, guys. Keep a lookout. And I'm going to be keeping a lookout. I'm going to be keeping a lookout for that, and I'm going to be paying attention. All right, I got to pause this for 1 second before I say my last goodbye because my camera's blinking. Geek out on this poster for 1 second while I switch my camera battery, and then I'm just going to come back on and sign off real quick. All right, we're back. Got a fresh battery. Senor Dia Creepy Pastero. Hola, man. Jason says, you're the best. Nah, man. Hey, you are the best for doing this tonight, man. Thank you so much. This was completely impromptu, unplanned. I didn't know he was going to do this. I don't think he knew I was going to do this. We saw each other's posts on Instagram and just here we are. So, and to anybody else that saw that Instagram live thing I did, it was just kind of impromptu right before we came on tonight here. Thanks for coming over. I know it's weird to jump on one social and say, hey, jump over here. And I don't even know if that's good etiquette, but we have a good time over here on these lives when we do them. And the Monday nights are always wild and crazy as well. And we're going to do more. I do see moving forward, we're going to be doing more Friday night live streams of the Halloween show because, like this week, there's going to be a lot of news moving forward. And honestly, it saves me a few steps, saves me from editing all of this on-camera stuff on Thursday night to present it on Friday. So there's a good chance that next week's episode might be live as well. But I can tell you for sure, this Monday night, we're doing Michael Myers Monday live, 10:31 p.m. And 2 weeks from tonight, we will be at Mad Monster Expo in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the plan is to do a live show from Mad Monster Expo, from our booth right there on the convention floor. That's in 2 weeks from tonight, Labor Day weekend. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully it'll all work out, but we're definitely going to be there for that event. Moving forward, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd appreciate if you give this video a like if you liked what you saw. And if you didn't like what you saw, honestly, I don't know what you're doing here, because tonight was great. This was just awesome for me. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. I couldn't be more excited for Bad Candy and just all the week's news. A lot of great stuff going on. Awesome new animatronics. I mean, haunt news, the Myers stuff. I mean, come on. It's just a great time. It's our time, as you guys know. It's late August. That means the next 2 months belong to us, the Halloween people. And yeah, so we're going to be right here to experience it all with you guys, and I can't wait. So I'm just going to check and make sure I didn't miss anything else. Chad says, have a great night. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And let's see. Jason was the last tidbit of the movie. What was the last tidbit of the movie Bad Candy? Oh, Chad's asking Jason, was that the last tidbit? Yeah, I think that was the last tidbit about stay tuned for the Kickstarter. That if we liked this, we're gonna want to be very interested on what this same team is doing next, their next project, because Jason's saying if this touched your sweet spot, so to speak, the next one's cranked to 11 compared to this. So that sounds pretty good to me. I'll be there for that. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. This has been fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you all for tuning in. Again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you can always learn more about everything I've talked about tonight at our main website, HalloweenDailyNews.com. HalloweenDailyNews.com. It's all right there, all the time, every day. It's Halloween. And right now, it's actually Halloween for everybody else. So that's even better, right, guys? All right. I'm out of here. You guys, have a good night. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.